Welcome to another meeting of the Afterschool Anime Club. It's me, Max Newland, your host. I'm one of the chapter co-presidents of this club, and it's so great to be here after such a long period away. And I can't wait to introduce you to my very good friends. She can tell a cat girl from any distance. It's Stevie Matos.
Man, why even? Bruh. You said that because you know I was so mad.
I know. I don't think anybody was happy to see Merle.
I was so not happy to see that bitch.
Really counting on her just having died in the fire.
I nearly walked away from the computer, dog. I'll get into it later. I was so upset.
You're going to find out how I felt about it. He knows that a samurai's duty is to save people's lives. It's Max Kostrak.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm always throwing my body into a ravine so that other robots will chase me instead of my companions. It's like the thing that I do.
That's the Bushido code, didn't you know? That's literally
Absolutely.
the Bushido code, yeah.
Step into my mech and ready to be a samurai.
And last but not least, he is one of the co-directors of the Moonshot Network and the host of the Argonauts podcast, Mild-Mannered, and the podcast Minds. There, but for the grace of Pod Go We, it's Andrew Sherman.
Hey, I'm excited to be here, excited to climb into my mech, ? Are they mechs? Are they dragons? I'm not entirely sure what we're watching here.
They're Guy Melifs.
Key slam
The most
ass.
normal, easy-to-say name on the
Slam
planet.
ass
Big guys,
words
ready to
in
go.
this fucking show.
And that does feel sexist. Why do they have to be guy melifs?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I
It's
ain't
not
seen
the
nothing
90s
but
anymore.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen anything but boys die in them. So
What about gal melifs?
when there's a lady in them, that's when they turn into gal mellas. Because it's been nothing but dudes.
It's true.
Nothing but
Nothing but
hey,
dudes.
maybe at some point we'll see the female characters in this anime do something.
Yo,
I wouldn't bet on it.
yo.
But I think we're getting away from the point. Andrew, welcome. We are so
Yes,
excited to have you
We're
today.
so happy to have you.
I'm so excited to be here. I don't want to think about how long it's been since I've been in an actual anime club, because boy howdy, it has been a while since I walked into that high school. And
I don't know what you're saying. This is an actual anime club. That's
Yeah.
where you are right
I'd say
now.
until today, I
Valid.
since the last time I was in the computer lab in Florence, Kentucky, golly, it's good to be back.
Wait a minute. That's what y'all were talking about before I
Yeah,
really got
this
it?
is the Kentucky
Yeah.
squad right here.
What? Let's go.
Yeah, representing the 859 Florence, y'all.
859,
Yeah.
baby. Come on.
That's what it says on the water tower.
Every time I drive by, I point and say
Florence,
Florence, y'all.
y'all.
Just like anytime you see cows, you point to the side of the road and say cows.
Yeah, exactly.
It's officially our minor league team now too. We're
Yes.
now, it used to be the Florence Freedom. We're now officially the Florence Y'alls.
Good.
That whips ass.
That's exactly what it should have always been. Oh my God. This is so, the power in this room.
I
Oh my
know.
God. Especially that's even funnier too, because we got to go in on that limestone comment. If you watch
I know,
2001,
dude. S man.
that was the biggest anime sin. They fucked up.
They have no idea.
Yo, this is like when they were. what was that
Limestone
movie?
caves can't collapse, right?
Whoa.
And it's like, let me tell you about all the things we had to learn in school.
Yeah, have you ever heard of Floyd's tomb?
This was about as grievous as, what was it, that one movie that they were filming literally in Kentucky about Elizabethtown? Was it called Elizabethtown?
It was called
And
Elizabethtown.
It was called
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Elizabethtown, and they drove in the wrong direction on 75 to get to it's the same gravity. Like, it offended me just as deeply as Elizabethtown did, dude. Oh my God, amazing. Yes, let's go.
It's so great to be here with a fellow Kentuckian. And it's also really great to be here with somebody who has a lot of knowledge on a particular subject.
Oh, boy.
Andrew,
Oh, let's go.
I don't want
Yeah.
to call you out, but I know that you and Sam, I believe, have been your wife.
Yeah, that's her.
Have been working on some streams for the Moonshot Network recently, correct?
We have.
Ooh,
Yes.
nice.
Yeah, we host Sleepover Sunday where we play Pokemon ROM hacks mostly. We've been doing a fusion run lately.
Okay, well, one of my favorite games to play
Oh no, come on.
has been one we've revisited this game several times in season 2.
Yeah.
It's a fun
Yeah,
one.
we
It's
have.
really easy to pick out. And Andrew, I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's a game that I picked up from another podcast called Oh God, Who's That Pokemon?
風が変われば僕の道さえ少しはマシになるだろう豊かさが君たちをダメにするな
I don't know the game. I'm very scared.
That's fine. As always, shout out to Merritt K, formerly host of the Channel F podcast, for creating this game. I will read you a Pokedex entry that is terrifying, strange, or otherwise disturbing. You tell me what Pokemon it was. Now, because Andrew has the knowledge, he has the knowing of the Pokemon, I've weighted the scores a little bit. It's going to be
Thank
Max and Stevie versus Andrew.
Okay.
You two are on a team
Okay.
this round.
Sweet.
And are we buzzing in?
Yeah.
No. Since it's just one-on-one, it's
Got
no
it.
need
You'll
to.
just pick on us.
Well,
Yeah.
I was excited to be friends, but fuck it. Bring it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
no.
Yeah. Please don't hold back. We
Don't be
we
kind.
deserve it.
Can I
Oh,
cuss
no.
here? Am I good to cuss?
Oh,
hell
yeah,
yeah.
we say
Okay,
fucking
just
shit
making
and piss
sure
and all that.
before.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
I love throwing the word piss in whenever the first words come up.
What I did to make this more relevant is that all of these Pokemon are monsters that I believe would be at home in a fantasy setting.
Okay.
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 All right. So here's number 1. Once upon a time, a king with this Pokemon reigned over the land. His Pokemon drained him of life, and his kingdom fell with him.
What the fuck?
Is this one of the new Ruin Pokemon?
No, it is not. I
okay.
didn't pick any of those. I have another
Do we have a
sentence here.
gen? Are we going Gen 1 through modern?
I picked. Yeah, it's
Okay.
It's up through modern Pokemon. I have another
this is
sentence.
all you, Kostak. Okay.
Apparently, it can detect the innate qualities of leadership. According to legend, whoever it recognizes is destined to become king.
Is this Aegislash or something of that line?
Like Hone Edge.
Yeah, it was Aegislash.
Is it literally a sword?
He's literally a sword, yes. But he's also a shield, so
One of my
He
faves.
attack, he protect. Yeah.
Newland,
All
look
right.
at my fucking eyes right now.
Hello.
Newland, look
Hi.
at my fucking eyes right now. You tell me that's not a fucking... Bruh, you just want me to... I'm going to just sit here and go get some noodles because I'm not going to be able to fucking contribute at all to this. You got sword Pokemon? Bro. Good night. Let me... Take me now, God. Make it swift.
They
Jesus
still don't have
Christ.
a gun Pokemon though, do they?
What?
no, not yet.
Meemaw
Well-
is not going to be
well-
of any sort of help today.
The water type starter from Sword and Shield evolves into a Pokemon who uses a finger
Who's a
gun as a
sniper.
gun.
Yeah.
So Yu Yu
Artillery.
Hakusho is a Pokemon now, and they decided that Yu Yu Hakusho is a water type? Yusuke Urameshi is a water type Pokemon. Is that what you're telling me?
He's more like a James Bond Yusuke Urameshi. He's like James Pond. You
He
remember
starts
James?
off really
Oh,
sad and grows into
I'm
a
gonna
cop.
throw up.
Number 2.
Oh, God.
Number 2.
This Pokemon is friendly to people and loves children most of all. It comes from deep in the mountains to play with children it likes in the town. If a child it has made friends with is bullied, this Pokemon will find the bully's house and burn it to the ground.
That fucking rules.
Growlithe.
I like to assume this isn't a fire type. It just like it's a Pokemon that's just like fuck it, give me some gasoline.
God. What Pokemon can get matches?
Clefairy, Togepi, Jigglypuff, any of those 3. Those are definitely full of murder.
There are a few hints here. Coming down from the mountains, the burning of a house.
Fantasy setting.
Fantasy setting.
Fantasy
Oh, yeah,
setting.
that's right.
Litwick.
Okay, Andrew's guessing Litwick.
Oh, am I locked in for an answer? I'm just throwing
No,
out
no,
Pokemon's
I mean-
names. Okay,
I have to be locked in.
I don't know. I mean, my
This is a-
my only thought is Growlithe, but that's the only one that I can think of that would like kids and is really sweet, but would also bring your house down because it's a fire
Yeah, I'm
type.
lost on the fantasy setting aspect of this as well. Like, wouldn't be the big fire turtle.
I would be so great though if a fire turtle was like, let me be your friends with your kids.
I would just love a Pokemon that would, commit arson on my behalf.
Yeah,
Do you want a type? Do you want to know the type of Pokemon?
Yeah, let's
Yes,
hear maybe a type.
please.
It is a dragon type.
Oh no, I'm useless, bruh.
Pure dragon?
Let me check. I want to say yes, but I'm just checking. No, it is not pure dragon type. But I don't want to tell you the secondary.
The other kind.
It'll give you a little too much info.
Sure.
I'll just start throwing some out there. Is it like a Dragonite or no? Charizard's not a dragon type. That's how little I know about Pokemon.
Charizard's a lizard.
Oh,
I did know that. I knew that Charizard was a lizard. I knew that. Hey, fuck you. Hey, I know one thing about Pokemon. I'm the smartest one.
Is this Drampa?
It's Drampa.
Who's Drampa? What is that?
That's Drampa. He's the Grandpa Dragon Pokemon.
It's my Grandpa Harry turned into a Pokemon.
Grandpa Dragon.
And look at him. Look at his eyes. Listener, if you don't know what a Drampa is, go ahead and Google that, and you will see the eyes of someone ready to do a crime.
He has crime in his heart.
Give him cataracts? I'm so upset. They gave this little dragon cataracts.
How do you know he's burning down the right house?
I'm so pissed.
He'll get there eventually.
I require this dragon as a plushie. I need this as a stuffed animal. It's also so
He's pretty cute, isn't he?
He's so cute.
Good one.
Number 3, we're venturing into the world of those very rare Pokemon. This Pokemon cares deeply about others of its kind, and it will conjure terrifying illusions to keep its den and pack safe. Seeking to ease their burden of solitude, lonely trainers tell this Pokemon to show illusions to them. That last bit freaked me out because it's usually the Pokemon that's scary and not this existential situation of being a Pokemon trainer that's scary.
Oh,
Is this
man.
Zoroark?
Oh, Andrew sweeping it before they can even
Andrew's
answer.
absolutely destroying.
Zoroark. Zoroark
It's
is
like
a big fox.
A goth fox.
It's a goth
Is he a-
fox.
Oh, is he a cutie? Zoro.
I mean, I think he's kind of cool looking. He's like a little Shadow the Hedgehog.
He looks like Shadow the Hedgehog.
Give that Pokemon a gun.
Disappointed. No, I was expecting an Antonio Banderas type Pokemon with a
Oh,
cloak.
uh-oh.
I'm so upset. You said Zoro. I'm mad.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That would be an interesting one.
That's a hedgehog. Pissed. Okay.
Number 4, its hairs work like muscle fibers. When its hairs unfurl, they latch onto opponents, ensnaring them as tentacles would. It lives deep in the forest. Even after evolving into this splendid form, it hasn't given up on its petty misdeeds and pranks.
Is it Mankey?
No, it's not Mankey.
Man, that's the only one I would think of. He's a tough monkey.
Max, do you have a guess?
Other than like a Tangela or the evolution of it, no, I'm not sure.
I see knowing on
Andrew, I
Andrew's
see
face.
recognition.
Man.
It is Grimmsnarl, right?
It's Grimmsnarl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take the sweep, Andrew. You've earned it.
Grimmsnarl is this disgusting man.
Let's have a new game where we just look at Pokemon.
Grimmsnarl's the grossest Pokemon.
What?
Yeah, he's gross as hell.
It's Grimmsnarl's
Why
what
does he
I
look
didn't.
like that?
That's his hair.
I don't
Yeah.
like him. Look this guy, listener, look this guy up and revel in how nasty he is.
He looks like he looks gross. He looks like a werewolf
Now-
that's like faces.
He looks
squished
like
up
he
against
wouldn't
the
be that out of
glass.
place in the world of Escaflowne.
There you
No.
go.
It's middle school Andrew vibes, definitely. Just gross little gremlin guy.
Oh boy, yeah.
Now, Stevie,
Oh,
you
no.
might be able to get this next one. Okay,
Oh, is this
number
a softball
5.
for me? Is this a softball for me, Ma?
This Pokemon loves to run. If it sees something faster than itself, it will give chase at top speed. It has astounding acceleration. From a standstill, it can reach that top speed within 10 steps.
It goes fast.
Goes
My
fast.
brain went.
Sonic, yeah.
Road
It's
Runner and
Sonic
then
T
also
Hedgehog.
Sonic.
Final answer. I'll take a guess here.
Oh.
Go, Stevie.
Is it the ostrich that likes to run around? You know what I'm talking about? I can't remember the ostrich's
ostrich.
name.
You thinking of Doduo or Doduo?
You're thinking of a
Ostrich
Doduo.
Mon.
I'm thinking of a Rapidash.
Oh yeah, Rapidash. I forgot about Rapidash. Yes.
Okay.
That one.
Team Anime Club is camping out on Rapidash.
I like
Andrew, do you have an
Rapidash.
answer?
Well, those are the two guesses I would have had. So I'm going to go with Arcanine as a
Arcanine.
backup and hope that they got it right.
Yeah, it's Rapidash.
Oh, man, yeah.
Which I picked
We
because
got
I,
a
ne-
gimme.
I didn't notice that when I was a child, but it is a unicorn, which is why I
Yes.
figured it would be acceptable for the
Oh.
fantasy
And
theme.
you know what? Regular horses are also okay in the realm of fantasy stuff.
It's so
Yes.
true. Regular horses
Yes.
are okay.
And horses that are on fire.
I love Rapidash. It was so pretty. It was so pretty. I loved it. And Ponyta.
Okay, we got one more here.
Horses.
They fly around on moonless nights and attack careless prey. Nothing can beat them in a battle in the dark. Flying through the darkness, it weakens enemies with ultrasonic waves that can crush stone. Its fangs finish the fight.
Zubat. No, it's
I
the
was gonna
big,
say
big
like
bat.
I was gonna say
It's
a
the
goal
biggest
bat.
bat. It's a goal bat.
But then again, I don't know. Like the supersonic waves destroying rock. That's
That's a
ooh.
bat.
What's the fucking the weird little? There's another little sonic gremlin.
Not the Ghastlies. Those are just ghosts, right?
Sega made a bunch of Sonic Gremlins.
I there's no possible way I can pull the name of the one I'm thinking of, so I'm gonna stick with Golbat.
I was
Okay,
like, it's the
Golbat.
big bat. I was like, is it Golbat?
Got Golbat on Team Anime Club. Andrew, do you have an answer here?
Is this Noivern?
Indeed, it was Noivern.
Noivern is the one I was thinking of. When you said the name, I was like, no.
Noivern is insanely cool. You guys should look Noivern up. Noivern's like one of my favorite designs ever in
You were right,
Pokemon.
though. It is the Sonic Gremlin Pokemon.
It's very cool looking.
Why? Oh,
Yep,
that's so
that's
stressful.
exactly the one I was thinking of with the weird little ears.
He's got fake eyes. They look like his. Oh, that's so cool. His eyes are his ears. Well, his
Big
ears
fan,
look
big
like
fan.
eyes. That is a cool little guy.
What if a dragon was a boombox?
I like that one. I would keep that one, and I would kill people with it.
Okay.
That's what supersonic stuff can do.
Honestly, why who's out there owning these horrible beasts of destruction and not engaging in a little bit of revenge killing when the moment calls for it?
I mean, hey, isn't that what happens when you lose in the Pokemon fighter game? They just
You
stick
die?
their
You
Pokemon
get
on
killed?
you. Yeah, you die.
Yeah.
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 Depending on what edgy ROM hack you're playing.
It's the Bloodborne of Pokemon games. I thought we knew this.
There are definitely some Pokemon that, like, if they were real, if I knew a guy that had them, it would be like the collection, like the guy that's like, you want to see my knife collection? And you're just like,
Are you a fascist?
You want to see my poniard?
yeah, exactly.
I got a Bisharp over here.
Check out my sentient knife.
See, meanwhile, I have all the ghosts. I love all the ghosts. I
All
think
the
they're so
ghosts.
cute. They're so cute.
There's
Especially
a
the ones
new
that-
ghost Pokemon that evolves from Primate, where he gets so angry he dies and turns into a hungry ghost.
Yeah, he's got unresolved rage issues.
Yeah.
That's great.
The Annihilate. I love him.
Yeah, he's
And
great.
is that really his name?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Pokemon rules.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyway,
Yeah.
Good
Hey,
job.
Andrew, great job.
thank you,
won.
Andrew.
Hey,
Woohoo.
woo. My parents are really proud.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
I'm sure it's the proudest moment since you taught your mom how to podcast, so she could watch
Yep.
MILF Manor with you.
Amazing. That's so
Yeah,
good.
incredible feat. Please, everybody
Incredible.
listen.
It's so great. Oh my god. My eyes lit up when Newland was going through your bio because I was like, wait, that's that Andrew? Because man, that was a good time. That was a good time.
Yeah, don't watch MILF Manor. It's a terrible TV show. Listen to my
Do
podcast
listen.
instead.
No shit. Whoa,
Yeah,
it's a bad
shocker.
show.
It's not
Strange.
great.
You know what was a good TV show?
Hey.
Vision of Escaflowne.
Hey. Yeah, it
Ooh.
was.
Yeah, I'm trying to say it the way they say it in the show, which is actually not easy.
Escaflowne?
Escaflowne.
Escaflowne.
Mm-hmm. I expected it to be like
Escaflownes.
Yeah, Escaflownes, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was visions of, and so it really took me for a loop when I saw the little title card in the middle and it said the vision of. I was like, oh, there's the
just
in
one.
this.
Just one
singular
One
vision.
One vision of Escaflowne.
Even though Hitomi's having visions like every 20 minutes.
She's tripping, man. She's tripping this episode. She stays tripping.
And we're going to hear all about it because the four of us checked out episodes 3 and 4 of Vision of Escaflowne, and this is what we saw. Episode 3, The Gallant Swordsman. Seeing Hitomi limp in the arms of a mysterious knight, Vaughn draws his sword in her defense, but his opponent doesn't play games. Hey wait, who's this kid? Delandau is his name, and whoever he is, he bows to Emperor Dornkirk, who issues 2 directives: capture the dragon, and reawaken the legendary power of Atlantis. The next day, Vaughn and Hitomi reveal their situation to Alan Shazar, Knight of Asturia, who drops the bomb. Fenelia is gone, razed and burnt to the ground. Just then, the force that attacked Vaughn's home appears in Alan's fort in search of material support for their military maneuvers. Delandau talks a bunch of shit, and Alan lives up to his reputation, whatever that means. Later, Hitomi reads Vaughn's tarot, and the spooky death card reveals its dark portents. Oh, hey, look, it's the creepy mole guy from earlier. Turns out he's one of Vaughn's subjects and helps them find Escaflowne, which Vaughn boards right away, setting out to avenge his home. Alan isn't letting them leave, though, and is happy to give Vaughn an encore of their fight from earlier. During their clash, Alan reveals that he studied under Zadie Balgas as well, just before seemingly scoring the win on Vaughn. No time to celebrate, though. Delandau's invisible force is here. Episode 4, The Diabolical Adonis. Or are they? It seems it was just another vision. Update, a prisoner has been captured on the outskirts of Asturia and... oh, it's just Merle. Great. She confirms Fenelia's destruction, and then she and Hitomi both lose consciousness. Alan tends to Hitomi, and they talk about how beautiful his mom was, okay, and how she died of a broken heart after his kid sister disappeared. Vaughn finds evidence of foul play embedded in Merle's fur and seeks an antidote, while Alan makes emergency preparations for combat, knowing how bad Delandau wants to find Escaflowne. Later, Hitomi's struck by another vision as Vaughn arrives to minister to the patients. The invisible giants really are here this time, and they're wasting no time in tearing up Alan's fort. Even though Vaughn wishes to stay and fight, Alan convinces him that a tactical retreat is necessary to save his remaining subjects, not to mention Vaughn and Hitomi. Undeterred by the escape plan, Delandau gives chase, and he and Alan clash swords above the crusade. In a bid to save the Asturians, Vaughn boards the Escaflowne in dragon mode and draws Delandau away. That's where we left it.
Damn. I do like, for the 2001 dub, I do like the recap, the POV recap. I think that's cute to like hear it from Hitomi's side.
I like to see how different animes do the recap and the sort of re-intro to the episode. It's nice.
Yes, I did. I like how that was written. I didn't realize until the 4th episode that the beginning of it is like the same format, and then she actually goes into the recap. So I was like, oh, but I said I for a second I didn't like it, and then I was like, oh no, I still like it. It's fine.
Okay, so here's our little intro, and then
Mm-hmm.
It's like when Goku comes in at the end of an episode of Dragon Ball Z and says, "Hey, it's me, Goku."
Yeah.
Wow. I beat that guy's ass. Or whatever.
So
we sure are still in trouble on Namek.
Right.
Again. A little bit of table setting here. Andrew, what is your relationship with the Vision of Escaflowne? Have you seen this anime before the club?
Mm-hmm.
No, I've never seen The Vision of Escaflowne, and this is when I saw you all were open to suggestions for anime. I think that this is one that I wrote down and put in.
Yes, it is.
As the content trick of if I can make other people do it with me for content, I'll finally get around to doing the thing I've wanted to do.
Yes.
I know that Vision of Escaflowne is like a classic in the genre, but it's one that I've never actually checked out. And so I needed an excuse to do that. And so I roped you all into this. This is all part of my plan.
Thank
Wow.
you. Extremely
All according to
big
Ken
time.
Hahn.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
like awesome. No, because I remember when I saw it in the suggestions when we sent out the survey, I think I freaked out on our recap, like our season ender like episode, because I was so happy to see it because I truly felt like Vision of Escaflowne was a fever dream. Like I saw it once when I was a child. Like I saw like 2 episodes when I was like really young, and I was like, that was the thing I was into. But then I think it was when it got sold or something like that. Like it just flew off a Foxbox, and I was like wanting until Toonami came out with Gundam Wing, and that's why I've been a mecha girl, because I was like, what is this robot stuff and serious boys? Oh God, it's
Serious
murdering
boys, man.
men. My comeuppance, a sexual awakening.
This anime does feel like a young girl's introduction to mecha anime, right?
Yo,
It's
seriously?
like, hey, ladies, did you know that inside of these giant robots are a hot Bishonen? Like it's
What if Sephiroth was like your boyfriend? Is the vibe I get from Alan?
Sephiroth was my boyfriend.
Your high school
Yes.
crush's twin brother also drives a
Yes.
robot
Oh
and
my
is
god.
a
Okay,
king.
we got to talk about that. So
Let's jump in.
So what they did that I really love is that they gave Alan the same voice actor as Amina.
I was
Oh.
about to ask. I was like, hold
Yeah.
on, is that the same voice actor as
It's the
Amino? 'Cause
same.
I was like, hold on, that's X Marquis still. Yes.
Yes, it is. It's also Vegeta from the original Dragon Ball Z Ocean dub.
Yes.
Okay.
And he's great. But here's the thing. Now, I do want to, while we're on that, I want to mention, did y'all notice like weirdness in the dubbing during like some of these scenes with him?
Yes.
Maybe it's
Mhm,
because
a
I
little
bought some
bit.
fancy headphones this week. So like maybe I have like higher fidelity understanding, but like there were a couple of scenes where it felt like they brought a different guy in to do like cleanup or second round
Yeah.
ADR. Because like his voice
Huh.
just completely changes for like 3 or 4 lines.
Huh. I had to go back and
I
watch.
did not notice.
I
I
didn't
didn't
catch
notice that.
Yeah, man.
I catch the other voice. The voice of the thief is somebody.
Yes, that was I forget the actor's name, but he played Krillin in Dragon Ball Z.
There it is. I was
Mhm.
like, the voice of the thief
Okay.
is somebody for sure, because like he came out and I was like, I know you.
Not a great character in these
No,
2
didn't
He was
like
annoying
that
as
guy.
hell. He was annoying as hell.
Mm-mm.
I could not take that. Oh no, we all were saying how this was a really good introduction for girls getting into mecha. I was like, yes, these men can protect you, but you can still fix them. Baby, they're still so damaged. You can still fix them.
Don't worry, ladies. You can stand outside the mech and tell it what to do.
Yes,
like we saw in the last
exactly.
2 episodes.
It's like, don't worry, they're tortured souls.
Yeah, but this is still my major complaint, which is Hitomi hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
She's having visions, and that's
Of
it.
Escaflowne.
Of Escaflowne.
Of Mascarpone.
Escape key.
And
escape key.
she's doing bad tarot.
Okay, yeah, I knew. I
It wasn't
Was
so
tarot
bad in
bad?
the first
Did
couple
this pass the
episodes,
tarot
but
check? Did it pass the tarot check, Newland?
No.
No.
Well, okay, no. Here's the thing. I
Did it
want to
pass
give it a
tarot
little
check?
bit of leeway because it did good on tarot in the first 2 episodes.
Yes.
It did it used death as a scary card, but here's the thing: death just means a big change in a
Right.
tarot reading, and there has been a very big change. Like they could be going bottom of the barrel, thing people are dying, but they could also be like everything has changed, which is exactly
Right.
what you would use the death card.
it really depends
for.
on where we go from here, because what we do see is when she pulls the death card out, is that like a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh card,
Yeah,
death
the Grim
leaps
Reaper
out, and
slides
then,
out.
like,
Yes.
Saraz's like, oh, are you ready to fucking die?
Can we talk about? We talked about VA's voice actors for a second, but dog, we got to talk about them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We got to talk about how the bad guys got kid voice.
Oh,
What's up
Why
with
does
that?
Why does the bad
this
guy got
little
kid
piss
voice?
boy.
I love this little gremlin.
The
He
most like
sucks.
Game of Thrones ass king.
Yes, I was about to say he's fucking Joffrey over here.
Joffrey Ass bitch.
It's amazing to me. And by the way, that is actually a young man doing that voiceover.
I was about to say, I was
Thank
like,
God.
this is not a woman. I was like, this is a kid.
No,
This is a
That's
teenager.
a little kid, and his name
This is a teenager.
is Andrew Francis. He still is in anime
Wow.
dubbing.
Wow. Awesome.
All grown up.
He was in the Canadian dub of Gintama, if you can believe that.
Huh.
He was in Inuyasha. He was in Dragon Ball. He was Dende in Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, I can
Okay.
see a Dende.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the little Namek kid, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Did y'all watch
Okay.
Monster Rancher when it was on the Fox box?
Ew.
No.
A little bit.
He was the main character Genki in that show.
Okay.
Wow.
Which is funny because it's
Crazy.
like if you had a child named Pep.
Man, he had, bruh, that voice came out of that dude's mouth and I screamed.
I kind of
I
liked it.
screamed.
I kind of
got
like
used
that he's
to
like
it.
an unhinged 13-year-old, you know?
Yeah, no, I don't hate
It makes him a
but I
good
was
villain.
It makes
But he does suck.
It justifies all of his stupid fucking choices, for sure. It
Uh-huh.
definitely does.
Uh-huh.
And how his right-hand man is just sad Vash.
I love that
Sad
guy.
Vash.
That voice
Sad
actor,
Vash. He's
like
great.
I looked that guy up because his voice is so like smooth and
Yeah.
like kind of creepy, but he only ever has done like when I looked him up on the wiki, all of his other roles are like very high character. You know what I'm talking about? Like very representational, very big, and like he's like one of the in the episode of Ranma 1/2 we watched, he was one of the country bumpkins.
Oh. That's
Interesting.
cool, though. That's cool that he was even
Yeah.
in that. That's awesome. That's cool. But no, I did. I liked Sad Vash. Because at
Yeah,
first
he's
I was
cool.
like, yo, is this a JoJo clown? I was like, no, I looked at his face. I was like, no, that's Vash the Stampede with a teardrop on his face. That's all it is.
I'm trying to understand the relationship. Like, so DeLandau, when we see him, he is like, he seems like he's the king, right? Like he's administering justice.
Mm-hmm.
But then he goes to talk with Fulkin, and it seems more like Fulkin is the one who is like in control of the situation. But
Wait,
then we
who's-
meet the Emperor, who's the boss.
Yeah.
Fulkin's Sad Vash,
Thank you.
by the way.
You know, I'm not gonna remember that, but thank you.
So I'm curious about how this structure works. I really like the angle of this like empire, how it's like high tech versus
Yeah.
all of the
Yeah.
fantasy stuff.
Mhm.
I loved that the Emperor seems like a dude whose throne is his mech, which is some sick
That's
shit.
sick.
That's what I
Yes,
was
that's
trying to
cool.
figure
King
out.
shit.
I was like, is his mech that whole is that his throne and that's what he's just like sitting in? I was like, that's cool as hell. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, oh,
That's what I would do
nice.
if I was evil.
For sure.
I do think the kind of vibe I got from the villain set here was that this little piss boy is definitely like he's a 3-episode villain. He's gonna blow up and get killed or whatever. Hopefully. I see Fulkin as very much that, like, in the shadows, he has another plan going on. He
Yeah.
has much bigger motivations that we're going to learn later on, and that he was using this little tiny child as a tool.
How do you feel about this guy? How do you feel about this? How do you feel about kid voice? Kostrak, how do you feel about kid voice?
It's kid voice. I don't like it.
Yeah, for me, so I watched the first 2 episodes I watched with, I guess, the current Funimation dub
the
or whatever their
2016
most
one.
recent
Yeah.
version.
Yeah.
And then I jumped down, but I jumped over to the other dub for these 2 episodes, and the jump back to 2001 hit like a small truck, and then he popped in and hit like a bigger truck.
How different was it? We haven't watched that 2016
No.
dub yet. That's what we're planning to do
It's-
for the next episode.
It was it's definitely a change from a more I guess naturalistic dub that you get nowadays. I feel like nowadays with anime it's just we're going to do voice acting that is like, I don't know, reasonable and normal. Like it sounds like I'm being insulting to old anime when I say it like that.
That's the arc of this podcast. Don't worry about
we've
it.
discussed this quite extensively. I mean,
Yeah.
older dubs, there is more character to them in a sense. Like they are
Yes.
weirder and stranger and more interesting in that sense. But there is some very bad among the good there.
Right.
Yeah.
And modern anime modern dubbing feels much more like middle of the road. Like we are doing something that just we know works.
I feel
Yeah.
like, especially for modern anime, when it comes to dubbing, sorry, my 2 cents, is that like it's unless the world in which the anime is taking place is already pretty heightened. Like I'm thinking, like for example, like Cannon Busters, or probably even like in some places like My Hero. Like if it's already fantastical, there's that space for your voice actors to be like, you know, characterizations and like
One Piece,
yeah, like One Piece, like they get to be like big like that. But there has been this shift over time for more grounded, realistic characters. I don't know what that's from, but I've noticed that's a big difference between like there's a lot more characterization of voice, I feel, in older dubs, and a lot of things nowadays are more grounded in realism.
I'm imagining that image from Arrested Development of the magicians we demand to be taken seriously, but it's just a bunch of anime dubbing voice actors.
No,
it feels like in a lot of old school dubbing, it's just a lot more choices feel like they're getting made.
Yeah. I agree with that.
We're making a choice to go big on this one and to play it this way. And I feel like nowadays I feel like a lot of media also gets this kind of like, you look at lighting in movies from today versus from movies 20 years ago. And a lot of that decision is like, we're making a more naturally lit movie, which just means it's dark. Because back in the day, I don't know, they were like, it's nighttime, but we still want to see our cast, so we're going to shine a light on them. And then you get Game of Thrones nowadays where they're just like, oh, we lit it like it naturally would, so you better have an upgraded TV so you can see anything.
Yeah, you need HDR for this.
Because I feel like old lighting was very much an extension of the stage, right?
It's was, like, yes.
Like let's get these people lit. And it doesn't, like, the realistic aspect doesn't matter because you're watching a movie.
I can't remember where I read this, but there was a interview with somebody who worked in production design where he was on set, and the actor, who was famous, but I can't pull any names right now, unfortunately, said to him, "Where is the lighting coming from in this scene?" Like, just to get into the mindset. And the production designer was like, I don't know, where's the music coming from? You know, like there's a different mindset to this kind of thing. And I know this is like off the topic of anime, but like this is the Wild West still. Like 2001 was kind of late in our mandate, but it is still a period when, as you said, Andrew, big choices being made, including like, you know, Catgirl, including whatever Andrew Francis is doing as DeLandau.
Right.
I mean, you know, more power to him. And you know what's funny is that there was another one of the actors in the 2016 Funimation dub is somebody who got their start at around the same age as Andrew Francis was in this episode. Mr. Aaron Dismuke, who played Al Elric, is Vaughn Fennell in the 2016
We've mentioned
dub.
him several times on this podcast.
Love that
That's
kid.
Awesome.
He's really great.
He's so great.
Very skilled.
So we got baby voice, and I'm not gonna lie to you. Look, these names are stupid. We had King Dunkirk. We had Alan Shazar. Wait, hold on. I need to know how in your brain, because I don't have subtitles on. How in your brain did you spell Alan when he said it? Did you say it with an A?
In my head, it was ALAN.
Oh, what a terrifying question. I had ALLAN.
I did too. I had ALLAN. I was like, you a suburban ass bitch, Alan.
What were you thinking, Newland?
What is it,
I
ALYEN?
had subtitles on, and I'm also reading the wikis. So unfortunately, I have to tell you, his name is spelled ALLEN.
Like Tim Allen?
Yes.
My beautiful mecha boyfriend, Alan.
Alan is so funny.
Oh, my boyfriend Alan's coming to pick me up in
You'll
his
never
Mac.
meet him, guys. He's from Canada. His name's Alan. He has a Mac.
He gets introduced in episode 3, and I legitimately thought that it was a we're gonna call all the characters from Digimon like this is Davis now. Like, I truly thought that it was that, and then they were just like, and we have also got Hitomi, and I was like, oh, did they not do that for everyone then? And then no, apparently it's just his name.
Alan Shazar of Astoria, New York.
That name fucking sucks, dude. I'm gonna say that with my whole chest. That name sucks. It's trash. Take it back.
Why is this extraordinarily like England-coded guy driving a mech called Sherazade?
Right. How many stories has that little robot got, baby? No.
It also
no, I got you.
Nights?
I got you. I got you.
Thank you, teacher. Thank you, professor.
They also kept calling him a samurai, and he talked about hitting people with the back of his blade, which is weird because it's like a European longsword.
English swords don't really have a
That
back.
should have cut you in half
I
still.
was trying really hard to not. I put that in the note so fast. I saw that shit, and then he said, "That's why I hit you with the back of my blade." And I went, "Bitch, no!" Like I busted out the note. I was so mad.
Absolutely not.
First of all, he calls himself a knight, so I was like, "Why is knight and samurai interchangeable in this world?" First of all, I mean, like, I hate it. I hate that. And then he was like, I hit you with the back of my blade. I was like, bitch, your blade is double-edged. It should be double-edged.
Absolutely not.
If it's not double-edged, because he didn't flip it sideways. For him to hit him with the back of his blade, he'd have to actually flip it from being horizontal to vertical.
Hit him
so
with the flat end of the blade, the whole thing's gonna...
Yeah, he smacked him like a paddle.
But he had to hold it like a paddle to get him in the abdomen. Because if he did it, horizontally with the blade out, he would have cut that bitch in half. I was like,
no, absolutely not.
now, y'all done showed me so much blood. Why is he throwing up with this knife? He should have been dead. He should have been dead with that big ass sword.
When he got hit, which
He
sucked.
barfed. He threw up. That was gross as hell. I was so mad.
They're not shy about the blood, but they will turn the barf into sparkly rainbows.
They sure did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gross. So dumb.
So
it was super dumb.
Is this the version that aired on Fox in 2008?
Kind of.
Okay.
Kind of.
Ish.
Because the version that aired on Fox cut a lot of Hitomi's scenes
Thank God.
because it wanted to center Vaughn as the main character.
We love to see it. This is a one time.
So does the original, to be honest.
I was just like,
Robot show, this has got to be for boys. Why do we have all these scenes with Hitomi?
Here's the thing. When we came back and watched this, I was like, this is not what I was used to. There was a lot less ladies in this. And I was here for the dudes and the robots. And then you were like, yeah, they took Hitomi out. And I was like, good. That's correct. Hate her ass.
It speaks to the content of the show that you can cut her out for so many of these scenes, and it still makes sense.
Really and truly, we are 4 episodes in. I am waiting for Hitomi to do something.
And she's got this breathless voice. I'm like, girl, if you don't shut the fuck up and inhale through your nose, I didn't even write about her.
I do want her to be cool, because we've seen so many. I feel like we've weaved between the raindrops and only encountered mostly good female characters in anime.
Yeah.
Notwithstanding things like
very
Shin-chan.
good ones so far.
Yeah, we got Ryoko, we got
Hot as Hilda, we got Aisha Clan, we
Aisha
got
Clan,
Meryl, we got
Indeed.
Millie, we got so many of them. We got Hot as
the
Hilda.
queens. All the queens are here.
All the queens.
We've got them all.
Botan
was clutch as hell. Even little girl who had to get her hair burned off for her to become, hot shit. Our Ranma girly, all the Ranma girls were good. The girls have not missed. And then we have to deal with Hitomi.
This is what Hitomi feels like. This is where I keep coming back to what this anime is. This idea of almost feels like the self-insert, blank, neutral nonsense character. A little bit of a Tenchi, a little bit of a, and I'm sorry, Newland.
No, it's okay. It's fine.
Well, I mean, and
look at this lady Muppet.
Oh, here it is. She's our dunder-headed girl.
She's our dunder-headed girl. Oh my God.
She's our dunder-headed girl. There she is.
And they're trying to set up this whole jealousy arc with Merle, this cat girl thing going on.
It's not working for me.
But it also doesn't work because Hitomi also in this moment isn't really fawning over Vaughn. She's fawning over Alan, but she's kind of just still annoyed by Vaughn.
She never ever fawned over Vaughn ever. And so especially in that moment when Alan is nursing her back to health and being really weird and being like, I don't know why I was telling you this. I'm like, I don't know why you were telling me this either. Stop oversharing, you fucking weirdo. Capital N, nice guy ass motherfucker. Get out of here.
You remind me of my sister.
Yeah.
The thing all women love to be told.
Right. Ew. The biggest ick. Yo, basement's dried up, man. You don't need a dehumidifier, this motherfucker. Shit's sandy. Fuck, man. It's fucking the clam shut. I just gross as hell.
Muffin shop is closed.
It is closed.
Working some Ben Shapiro magic.
True. Oh, that got me. That got me.
Oh,
but
man.
Vaughn comes over and just registers her as a person and then begins to tender aid and then walks off. Vaughn don't even care about you.
There's no
Why
chemistry.
are you trying to set this up? Why are you even trying to set up that Vaughn dislikes Alan because he got his girl? He don't want her. He's trying to put her back from where she came from. So help me.
Yeah, Vaughn is concerned only with his own shit.
Yes.
You know, it seems to me like the general attitude here is he protects Hitomi, you know, out of
obligation.
Out of obligation, right. And like he understands that she's mostly defenseless in this situation, but not that there's like a personal connection here of any kind.
Right.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Alan, I liked Alan a lot. I think Alan's kind of cool. Like,
yeah.
Outside of the "you remind me of my sister"
that's bad.
That was his biggest ick. Besides that, Alan was kind of cool. First of all, he's a protege of Sword Zaddy.
Yep.
Yes, same master. Love that.
Same master. We loved that. We loved how he was also like super good at navigating politics. That whole scene where he's talking to King Kid Voice.
Oh yes, yes.
And he's like, he knows that he's having the conversation between the conversation kind of situation, which was pretty cool. Although I think he absolutely marked Hitomi as a whore, and that was probably the most useful she will ever be in this entire series. Correct me if I'm wrong. For being a foil.
She does have a necklace that's probably going to be important.
That I think got stolen by Rat Dude. Didn't it get stolen by Rat Thief?
Did she get it back? I don't know.
Actually, did he take it?
Did he take it? I don't even know.
I think he was just like
Alan
palming it.
Stopped him.
Yes, and Alan was like,
I think you're right, Andrew. Yeah.
Send my animal companion over to get you.
Yo, I want an attack owl. It is a raptor. They're stupid as hell, but they are raptors.
Have you ever seen an owl skeleton?
Yeah, Alan's owl. So cool.
Yeah, they're so small. They've got these really big skulls and everything else about them is so tiny.
And then they have like really long legs. They're way more leg than you think, an owl.
Yeah.
Owls should not exist. They really do feel like like fae almost.
They came in from the cartoon world.
Yeah, they are not
silly
of
little
this
guys, and they're just still little guys. Like they are like truly not of this earth. They are just here. They don't know what's going on. They don't know if they're happy to be here, but they're here, I guess. I love them. They're so great.
I don't know if y'all noticed this, but we're doing kind of a classic red guy who loses his temper and blue guy who is calm and collected thing. Very classic anime. And okay, so I know we said that Gundam Wing is Twilight, but this is like the most Twilight anime I've ever seen in my life.
This is kind of Twilight. This is Twilight. Yeah.
Extremely milquetoast girl.
Yeah.
Strange supernatural suitors.
No, Hiro and Relina are Bella and Edward changed my mind. You know, or Edward and Bella changed my mind. That's the most Twilight Gundam Wing is. Escaflowne is Twilight all the way around.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Structurally, it is Twilight.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, Spider Monkey Baseball Island, we've had that. You know, Vampire Vatican, we've had that. Abusive Taylor Lautner, we've had that. Like, we're seeing it all. So,
we're hitting all the beats.
I'm excited to see Alan imprint on the cat girl.
Oh my god.
And let's get her out of the fucking way.
I do not like Merle.
Let's get her out of the fucking way.
We already shit-talked this cat girl last episode, but let's do it again because we had to deal with a lot of her, and she is nothing.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Oh, she's...
Just adds really nothing to the narrative.
What's the reason? Like, what is she proving?
I think they are, like I said, they are trying to establish this, like, level of jealousy with Vaughn, and, like, that is their role, but it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't work. It's a half idea that's implemented poorly, and I think it's just it's a thing where this should be on the cutting room floor entirely.
Absolutely. I cannot stress to y'all the disappointment I had when they were like,
"Oh, Merle's in this."
Like, we found somebody in the forest, and I was like, "Oh shit! Is it maybe Sword Zaddy? Is it maybe Sword Zaddy to corroborate like Alan's shit or whatever?"
Yes, is Balgus back?
Right, and on the back of that horse was Meryl, y'all. I got mad. You know, like that fucking like meme picture of like the old white dude who's like a colonel like yanking off the headphones. Like, that was me, dude. I was mad. Like, walked away from the computer, needed to take a quick bye because I was like, I thought we were done with this bitch.
Pause, get up, take a lap. I do that. Sometimes anime makes me do that.
I was so pissed when that bitch was on the back of that horse. I was like, horse should have kicked her fucking skull in. I cannot stand that girl. They should have shot her. They should have had a whole new fucking pelt. I cannot stand
Euthanized
her.
the cat girl. Send her across the
Put
Rainbow
her
Bridge.
down.
Unfortunately, she gets the injury, and Vaughn comes back with the like, all right, time to
With
put
a
you
cone.
down.
I swear to God. But here's the thing that I can't stand with her, like to corroborate what you said, besides that tirade about how much I cannot stand her, glomp ass bitch. I hate her. I hate her so fucking much. I absolutely hate the scene between her and Hitomi where they're like, because especially as a woman, like I hate that was the way
Oh, I
they
hate
decided
that
to
trope.
dub that.
It's the worst
I hate
trope.
that trope because it's like they set in these to think about when we were seeing these. I'm like, I mean, it's not completely. There's certain levels of responsibility the media has. Sorry, they're the ones who can help shape society in a big major way because
I
people
agree.
consume
Yeah.
media. I agree with this, right? I think this is a thing. How are you going to set up and contribute to this horrible, like, misogynistic, woman-hating trope of, like, girls are always in competition with each other? You've only got
Over
two,
a man.
over a dude. Like,
It's not even
like,
intentionally, it's aggressively failing the Bechdel test at this
and
point.
it's just like, and the thing for me is just like, yes, this is not the time in media history where girls are teaming up when there's a boy in the room. Like, I am not saying that needed to become like they become BFFs, right? But like this, if this is how their relationship persists throughout this entire series, one of them's got to die. I'm
Which
sorry.
one?
I don't
Which
care.
one? Oh, that's
honestly.
you know what?
One of them's got to die because it's just like this is not a relationship that can go anywhere. Like, or they have to have a near-death experience where the other one has to save the other and they can see the humanity in the other person or blah, 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 blah. Like, this arc has to be more convoluted than this is really what I'm getting to. Because, like, if they just had to hate each other the entire time, somebody's got to go by the end of the first season. Because it's like, this is tiresome. Like, I would have, if I had received this as a production company and saw this was a lot of Hitomi's arc, I would have edited her ass out too, because I don't want to deal with hearing this shit from the public. No, it's stupid. It's stupid. There's robots. This is a waste of time.
As someone that's a little bit more willing to even play in the slop, like, I'm fine with them existing in the way that they do if the guy matters at all or cares about either of them.
There's
Like, because it's not even
it's not even the trope done correctly.
Yeah, we don't even have a love triangle at this point. We just have three separate dots, two of whom hate each other because they think that they're triangularly shaped.
Right.
Like, there's no connective tissue in any of it either, except that she licks him once.
Yeah, it's somebody playing
And he doesn't
telephone
seem to
with
be
the
super
idea of a
into it.
love triangle.
Yeah,
like it's
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense.
This is the reason why Aisha and Ryoko are entertaining, because even though they said he failed the Bechdel test, we are bought into the joke that they are trying to fight each other over the stupidest dude in existence. Like, that's what makes it funny. That's what makes them bearable.
They're more complicated characters on another level as well. Like, I've become the Ayaka liker. I used to be the Ayaka hater. I used to think that I can only hate Ayaka because I have to love Ryoko, but
and then we all grow up.
I've awakened to the reality that I have two hands, and Ayaka's funny as hell. Because she tries to be like all proper, but she's actually evil.
Yes. That's because when I was younger, I didn't like Ayaka. Now that I'm older, I love Ayaka because I
get it now.
I get Ayaka.
Yeah,
I get it.
You are a fully realized, like, 3-dimensional character.
Yes,
in a way that it is entertaining.
You're not a glomping cat girl.
Sometimes you live long. Sometimes you only live long enough to be a Ryoko, but sometimes you live long enough to become an Ayaka.
Here's the problem, though: we can't get that deep into it because Tenchi did have its own weird little cat girl.
Oh God, yeah.
But here's the thing.
Oh my God.
Here's the thing. She had a function, and that was just to be cute as hell. Okay, she
to
was there
be
to sing
a
"Twinkle
spaceship.
Twinkle Little Star" and be a spaceship. So she knew what she had to do, and she stayed in her
true.
lane.
That's very true. I want to jump back to a point I made on our first couple episodes here of Escaflowne. The titles of these episodes, if I could jump to real quick.
Yes, please.
Please.
The first one, The Gallant Swordsman. Again, we're seeing this pattern where they're highlighting one of the words and one of the kanji. This one is the first one that actually makes sense. They've highlighted both sword and the word sword in the title. Where we have to stop and talk for a minute is the title of the second episode. The Diabolical Adonis. if you've been listening closely, I already hinted at what this actually translates to earlier. But do you all know what the actual title of this episode, like in Japanese, is?
Oh my god!
It is the Diabolical Bishonen. Like that is the it is the word Bishonen.
Sephiroth, yeah.
Yeah, pretty boy. Beautiful boy. That's if you were to literally translate that word, it is beautiful boy.
The Diabolical Beautiful Boy. I love that.
So
Yes.
that's about DeLandau, right? Not about Alan.
That's my problem here. Yeah, is because it's a diabolical Adonis. So this is about the
It's gotta
screaming
be
child.
DeLandau. Yeah,
The
it's gotta be
screaming
him.
child, yes.
Can we talk about how DeLandau is such a trope and he's so funny? Like, first of all, he's got sniveling little boy voice, which is so funny to me. Second of all, there was a line in the 2001 dub where I think Sad Vash was like, he's got blood in his eyes. And like they zoom in on his eyes and there's like
There's blood in there.
blood in them. It's like, well, we
That's
didn't
supposed
get
to
it.
be there.
We didn't get it. I guess we didn't get it the first time. Nah,
It's just
we didn't.
eye stuff.
We did not understand the metaphor. We needed that to be shown to us. Yes, thank you. It was just really funny to me. That was a great thing. Can we talk about these Gwyneth Paltrows, the Gwynolifs, the Griffin lifts, the whatever they're what the fuck are these robots
The
called?
guy
What are they called?
guys.
The guy
guys.
The guys.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
The goops.
Look.
They've got one trick, and it's the cloak of invisibility.
No, they got fly mode,
Fly mode,
they got fly mode, and they
which
look
doesn't
like
look very fly at all.
they look like dogs. They look like Packers, and I will not feel bad.
They look like what?
They look like dongs. They look like little flying penises, my dude. They do. They got the little big shoulders, and they're straight down. I'm like, dicks. I'm a child, so sorry.
Transferring legs to shaft mode.
No.
I will say, it's got to save a lot of your production budget if you just say, and the enemy army has invisibility cloaks.
Dude.
So
Right.
we never have to look at them all.
ever.
Only their gun pokes out.
Yeah, they pick out a little gun and go, pew, pew.
Can we talk about how that one sniper was just sitting watching that duel between Alan and Vaughn the
Yeah.
entire time and doesn't shoot either one of them? I was like, but for why though?
Bide their time until they can get the whole invisible army.
I guess it was just really funny to me. I found that really funny. But
I know
He
it
was just
looked like he
hanging out.
had the whole invisible army behind him. It actually was just empty space. The
It was
rest
just
of the
empty space.
invisible army was elsewhere.
Yeah, you can never tell. That's the problem.
You can never tell.
yes. So
It's a logistical
but
nightmare.
I did like seeing other types, right? So we got to see other types of Gwyneth Paltrow's in use here. So we've seen Escaflowne, which we also got to see the dragon mode of Escaflowne, which is actually really dope.
Yes.
I like how it like zords
that
out
was pretty
into like
cool.
that
Let's
was
get into
pretty
that
fucking
mecha
cool.
zone.
Mecha zone.
We did
Let's
get some
enter it.
good. We did get some good mech moments here.
We
Mechs with
did.
capes fighting on top of a big moving, ship.
I love
Yes.
that.
Mech
That
that,
was sick. That was
transforms
cool.
into a fucking dragon.
Oh man.
Again, the very cool Vaughn getting into the Escaflowne, the all of the internals of these mechs are.
I didn't
so
realize
cool.
the internals were more like a suit. Like you saw how his arms kind of like
Yeah,
went to,
the
like
bendy
expanding
part.
sleeves. I was like, that's pretty cool. That was cool. I like that.
Oh,
I do
shit.
like that when it shifts into dragon mode, the Escaflowne has the giant ruby embedded in its chest.
Uh-huh.
And then when it transforms, it just kind of holds it.
Yeah.
I got this.
It does. I just kind of assumed it would be embedded somewhere else, but it's like, no, it's still here. I
Actually,
just
there's
have
no
one
room
arm.
for it. I just have to hold it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Newland, I just heard an oh shit from you.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking about Guy Malef's and I was thinking about the general visual design of this. And I was
Yes.
like, the visual design in the show is like fucking great, in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
just generally, like all of this stuff looks so interesting. And it reminded me of Final Fantasy VI. And here's the thing. That game came out only 2 years before this anime.
Yo.
Oh,
So it may
my God.
well have been on the mind of people, because when I look at these characters, the sort of like Magitech type, especially like Escaflowne and Sherazade have this like Magitech vibe, and the idea of like robots incorporating cloth and gemstones and like other natural materials is like very in that zone of like early 90s
I'm going to take this to the next
fantasy.
level because I'm the Final Fantasy VI guy, and the thing I said earlier about the villains here, about there being an emperor in the background, the shitty like forward villain, and then the guy who's underneath the emperor, the Fulkin, like this mysterious fella. This is classic General Kefka Emperor of Final Fantasy VI.
Yep.
Okay.
That dynamic could absolutely emerge out of this, and they're going after this girl, right? Like who obviously is going to be part of like this whole dragon weapon Escaflowne thing. Like this, Newland, you might really be onto something here.
Final Fantasy VI, man.
It might be
Alan
Final Fantasy
suplexed that ghost train, and I thought, oh, this must just be coincidence. But now that you say this,
and when Mog showed up,
Kupo,
and
hey, if the cat girl, replace the cat girl with a Moogle, and we're good.
The cat girls go, right?
Yeah, the cat girls go. Oh my god.
Yeah, I could absolutely put a pom pom on that bitch, and I will be quiet.
Kupo.
Okay, like put a pom pom on her, and I will be quiet. Okay, because I'll just say Kupo every time.
Yeah.
Every time she opens her mouth, I'll just
we should
say
be putting
Kupo.
Moogles in more things.
Honestly, I love a Moogle.
I do love a
all
Moogle,
types of Moogles. I love Moogles in every shape and size. My favorite Moogle, though, is the Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Moogle.
Oh yeah,
interesting.
hey, same hat.
He was so
Really?
round because he was a perfect sphere.
It's like
and he could
he's
cut
like a
his
palm.
hair.
My favorite
so
Moogle is
palm.
Final Fantasy IX Moogle.
Okay,
9
that's
Moogles are really good.
That's a good Moogle.
I like them a lot.
I also Tactics Moogle, Tactics Advanced Moogle, because you could actually get them to shoot a gun at people. That was
pretty great.
that was big. That was big for me.
That's good.
Andrew, what's your favorite Moogle in Final
Yeah, your
Fantasy?
favorite Moogle?
I probably 12, where they let you teleport around places.
Oh yeah,
A
and
useful
there's-
Moogle.
that's a good Moogle.
And there's one Moogle who recruits you to go on a quest to stop his pet turtle, which is eaten too much and gone on a rampage. And it's
remember.
turned out it's a giant adamantoise.
Hell
And
yeah.
you beat it. And then later he's like, great, I got my turtle back, and it's really little again. And he's like, I won't let it eat too much again. I think that guy's my favorite
Thanks.
Moogle.
That's a good Moogle.
I like the one that threatens you with a knife if you cancel the saving operation too many times. And the one who uses a priceless machine oil as hair conditioner that
Yes.
causes the entire global communication network to fall.
Piss off, Kupo.
This has been
I
Moogle
do-
Chat.
Yeah. Thank you for joining some Moogle.
I do like the Final Fantasy 14 Moogles that explain how the Postal Service became to be, because they're just like, nobody really liked the fact that people were just yelling all over the place, Kupo. And I'm like, nobody did. I agree, Kupo.
What if we wrote? What if we wrote letters?
Yeah, truly. Anyway, this is Final Fantasy 6. We will take no further questions at this time.
Yeah,
Thank you.
there's some. I'm going to be looking for that as we move into the next episode of this.
Absolutely.
And
yes.
remind me, are we going to switch over to the newer dub when we
I
watch
think that's
do
a
we
good
want
idea.
to?
I want to do
Okay.
that. I really
Okay.
do, because
I like
I'm
to
very
have
curious.
I like to have that comparison point. I really do. Yeah.
Oh, we talked about it pre-recording, but we gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about the gravest anime sin, as we are all Kentucky.
Oh yes. Okay. So
We
yeah,
gotta
we're all
talk
from
about it.
Kentucky. We know that if you're not aware, one of the largest cave systems in the United States is in Kentucky,
Mammoth Cave, baby.
Mammoth Cave, and that's because
Hey.
Kentucky's on top of 100 million year old limestone,
Yes.
which is famously very easy to erode because it's made of dead sea creatures.
yes.
So,
That's
like-
why
It's
we have such deep caves.
It's,
Yes.
Right.
it's very porous. That's also why our water tastes the best. Fuck what you heard.
God, I miss Kentucky tap water.
Me
Jesus
too.
Yeah,
Christ.
Louisville tap
Kentucky
water.
tap water,
I'm gonna take a sip right now.
We are.
My wife's from Indiana, and they have like well water that they have to put the softener in, and I'm just like, oh, it's
No.
I don't know
You
that
gotta
gotta
make
be
life.
good stuff.
I don't have that. I remember a life where I didn't have to need an aerator and a Brita filter. and hope I still knocked enough lead levels down to drink my water, bruh.
Oh, Brit
but anyway, yes, they're escaping the invisible warriors, and they escape into the caves beneath Alan's fort. And Alan comforts Hitomi by saying, "There's no way they're going to knock these caves down. They're made of limestone."
Oh God!
You dumbass!
Just ridiculous.
And my brain immediately went back to 2014 when the Corvette Museum caved in on itself.
Dude,
But
yes.
I digress.
A
I
sinkhole into
digress.
hell opened up and pulled a car inside of it.
Underneath, in the middle of the Corvette Museum, like God was on one that day. God was like, "I'm gonna make a joke. You want to see something funny? Boom."
Here's what I think about fossil fuels.
Yeah,
Take
90%.
that shell oil.
90% of like caving mishap stories are from Kentucky, and the story is
Yes.
so a guy went down into the cave, and then the cave collapsed behind him, and then he got stuck for a while. That's 90% of
And
the
then
like
he
cave
died.
stories.
And then he
That's
died,
why he has
yeah.
this
And then he
sign.
died, bruh. Like I was just like, you. What? I heard that and I was like, y'all did not say limestone, the most porous fucking fake rock in existence.
Maybe Gaimalefs are actually like really weak.
Maybe
There's
it's made of paper
maybe
mache.
everything in this fucking maybe this is like World of Cardboard on
I
Gaia.
mean, can we talk about how they tried to throw a whole wood trebuchet with a rock in it towards these motherfuckers? I was like, where's your R&D money? So this is what happens. So this is what Republicans think will happen when you defund the military. Got it. I see.
This is
That's not-
this is the future liberals want.
This is the future liberals want.
Honestly, I'd believe in stand your ground laws if it was only for trebuchets.
And you had like a little one in your house.
Yes.
You know what? I had to build one of those for physics class in high school, and they're not that. You can make them. Like you really could have your
Yeah.
own little stand your ground trebuchet,
They're not
just ready to
hard to
fucking
make.
pull that string.
Just for
Feds, please stop listening to the podcast. Do not
Nah,
listen
yeah.
to any more of this. All of this is allegedly.
Allegedly. So
I'm not
I did.
building a trebuchet.
No, I'm not.
I will
ain't got the
not
time.
use it. I'm not going to go see the movie How to Blow Up a Pipeline, and I'm not going to build a trebuchet.
Build a
How to
trebuchet.
trebuchet a pipeline.
Oh man. So, but that was really all. I think that's all I had.
That's Escaflowne for today.
That was
Yeah,
Escaflowne.
Escaflowne. Those are my notes. Andrew, did you have anything else that was really top, like that came to you while you were watching this?
Nothing really. I mean, we covered it all mostly. This show's fun. I'm liking it. I don't know how much longer I'll stick with it if Hitomi doesn't do anything for another
No.
couple episodes.
Same, big same. This is
Same.
I'm not at a point in my life where I can watch a show because there are two guys in it that are cute. I just got too much going on.
again. This was back in the day where you only had there was only so much anime you could choose from, and
Yeah.
and it was like, oh, this is something I've never seen before.
Right.
The novelty went a long way.
Yeah, for so many people during this era, any anime was their first anime. And so
Yeah.
for this, as this introduction to the fantastical, this like idea of there are two pretty boys with robots, and I'm thinking about both of them. Like this is like I think there's a reason why this one stuck around. And I don't know, same as you, Andrew, I don't know if I'll stick around past the episodes I'm watching for this podcast, at least not right now, but I do see there are some really great design choices in this and really stylish pieces here. And it's a shame about some of the characters.
Yeah. Aesthetically, it's absolutely vibes, but especially also because Escaflowne, like I again want to just take a second to like thank Newland for like the amount of work that they put into the show as a producer. Like these shows aren't like, I mean, I think maybe you can find Escaflowne on a streaming service? You can't. Like,
I think
we can
so.
only,
I think so.
Yeah, maybe.
The
I think so.
current dub is on Funimation.
Yeah, there you
There
go.
it is. It's on Funimation.
So I
the current dub.
assume Crunchyroll too. I don't
Yeah.
know how
They're
that whole
starting to
shaking
transfer
out.
most stuff over there now. So
Yeah, so probably there, but like us trying to watch the 2001 dub, we got to go on the Internet Archives for this. So it's just like, this is effort. And if I'm gonna watch this, I'm gonna definitely watch the Funimation dub where maybe she's not so stupid because I just. Whew.
I don't
there's only
think
so much you
voice
can
acting
do.
can fix that.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
No. Well, I mean, you
It's
know
the
what?
same script, but she just says as an empowered woman, and then she doesn't do anything.
Oh no, Andrew.
Every line starts with "as an empowered woman."
And when she's doing tiny whispered incantations into her tarot god, she goes, "Girl boss, gatekeep, gaslight." Before she flips a card over. No, that's my thing. I'm like, it's got to get better, or I'm not gonna try to find it again. To be honest, outside of this, but that was the thing I did want to mention. I forgot to mention this. Looking at older anime that we've been, we watch a lot of older stuff recently. It's kind of interesting to see them, especially in these last 2 episodes. They did do a lot of matching, words to mouth movements, but it's kind of wild how I'm thinking of like other episodes of stuff that we've been watching. How, I guess probably because of the nature of the show, they try so hard to get as much storytelling as possible in those like mouth moving frames with as few words as they can. So it's kind of crazy because I'm like, oh, this feels really in depth, but somehow the dubbing is not quite good enough because we hadn't gotten to that point where we were okay with talking, people talking off of frame, So it's a cool step into dubbing and the history of dubbing, just kind of watching it in my opinion.
It is. It's fascinating.
Mm-hmm. So.
Do you know what's really cool?
What?
What's that?
We got 2 reviews in the last 2 weeks.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Let's
you
read
all came
these
through.
reviews.
Thank you so much. This one is
Damn,
from
Gina.
This is from Mr. Perp 10,001 on Apple Podcasts.
Why is that your name?
Feds, stop listening.
I dislike that very much.
Mr. Perp is allowed to keep listening. There's no chicken-headed shit in here. Excellent podcast. Reminds me of the early aughts and religiously watching Toonami after school. AOL, AIM, My Sister's Furby, never shutting the fuck up. Blockbuster was a successful business. A simpler, yet decidedly strange time to go through puberty. Nu metal was mainstream. Limp Bizkit, emo, Blink-182. Weird. You get it. And that's why I love this podcast. Usually, there's excellent insight into some anime. I guess that's good too.
Thanks.
Delightful.
I'm gonna take that as Mr. Purple, but you should have just said Mr. Purple. Sorry, I said what I said.
We can criticize screen names. I think that's fine. That falls within the purview.
You're opening yourself up to a little bit of a roast there.
Yeah,
is from
truly.
Anthrax Agorus. I was threatened to write this review.
I got notes.
Max, just know I wrote this review while in your house while you weren't there. The call is coming from inside.
This is when I was in New York, I think.
Genuinely, I love this podcast. I listen to it whenever I need a pick-me-up. We never actually had any cool anime clubs at my school, so I love getting to have the experience. Even if I didn't know one of these hosts, I'd still listen and recommend it to any otaku.
Yes!
ASAC is 3 goofballs, sometimes with guests, watching anime and being all nostalgic. Reminds me of the best parts of high school, going to cons, swapping, and reading manga during class. They unapologetically love anime, but acknowledge the cringe. I'm especially happy the hosts call out chicken-headed shit. God's bless you, Stevie. It may be healing my inner child. Also, I really want a jersey that says After School Anime Club. Keep it coming, y'all.
Oh, yes.
Potential merch.
I'm here for
Potential
I would
merch.
absolutely, yes.
Thank you so much for these reviews.
The
Yes,
jersey
we're very
dresses are
glad
coming
about that.
back. I will get me one.
Ooh,
After
yes.
school the jersey dresses with the Air Forces. Let's go.
Let's go, folks.
Let's go.
Andrew, thank you for joining us today.
Yes, Andrew,
Hey, thank you for having me.
Yes.
It's been a delight.
Is there anything you want to plug?
Yeah, don't watch the reality show MILF Manor on TLC. It's
An anti-plug.
it's bad, but not in a like everyone when the show first came out, everyone wrote about it being like the decline of America, look how far we've sank. Y'all, the show's not there. There's nothing in it. The show's bad and boring and like poorly edited. We're going into hell in a handbasket for a lot of reasons. MILF Manor's not one of them. You should go listen to my show about it instead. I recorded a podcast with my mother about it. It's called MILF Manor. That's what I would plug. Or it's called Mild Mannered. Shit. I hate doing a podcast that's a pun off the title of a different show because I can never talk about it right.
Okay.
It really is a
I love
delightful
that. I love it. It's so
experience.
funny,
Please go treat yourself
So funny.
and listen to Mild Mannered.
Or are you talking about plugging something that isn't me directly?
No, you can plug whatever
No,
you
it's
want.
fine. we have to talk about the fact that Twitter sucks ass now, and
Yo,
I
it's
don't
bad.
really
so
want.
It's
bad.
I don't want to direct it. It's not even funny bad. Like for a while, it was funny bad,
Mhm.
It's like broken now.
but it's broken now. And like the fact that
actively dying.
all of the
Yeah.
most antisocial, upsetting people have the algorithm boost, and it is like impossible to do anything. So I'm not pointing people towards my Twitter anymore. If you want to support
No.
me,
Right.
you're listening to the podcast. You're doing it. You know.
yeah.
You know where to find us. It's where podcasts are.
Yeah.
I'll push you on further. Look, you got this show and you got a lot of other great shows on the Moonshot Network.
Yes.
You can find them at goodfuckingpodcast.com. No G on fucking.
No G on fucking.
No G on fucking. I mean, you can hit me up on Instagram, but don't DM me. I won't respond to your ass. If we're not friends, you go straight into a request thing and I delete them. I don't even read them motherfuckers. But I am on Instagram under the handle A Smattering.
This Blue Sky thing seems not awful. Maybe.
What the man?
Check in
Drills
a
on
couple weeks. We'll see. Maybe we'll all have invites.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
sure don't.
I
Me
don't have
neither.
one.
I'm not popular.
No, same.
Mm-mm.
I ain't mad at it.
But thank you all so much for listening and supporting the show and
Yeah.
leaving those
Mhm.
reviews. And for us not having any chicken-headed shit in those reviews yet.
Thank you.
It's such a delight to be here at the end of the episode and for me not to be screaming red in the face, mad at our listeners, berating them, just telling them how they should, like little piggies, think about how bad they are and what little oh, sorry, I'm doing it again. Never mind. Thank you all for listening. Newland,
Yeah.
take us home.
You know, that bell means this week's meeting of the After School Anime Club's come to a close. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you. And if, you want to keep listening, I would love that. If you want to support Moonshot, you go to goodfuckingpodcast.com. There's streams. There's other podcasts that are really wonderful.
Yeah.
At the end of May, there's going to be a stream in support of Trans Lifeline called the Moon Carnival. So really hope you're looking forward to that.
Yes.
You can follow that at twitch.tv/Moonshot Network. We're still looking for those reviews, like Max said. 5-star review is a big help to us. Helps other anime fans find it. And, that's about all I got. So I'm going to say, we're so glad we got to spend this time with you. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you at the next meeting.